Carter.
And this is Ralph Johnson of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And we want to wish you
A happy Father's Day.
89.5.
Worldwide. Friday. Rewind.
Dad, you rule.
Thanks, Dad.
June the 12th, every year.
Fireworks.
The whole country celebrates
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Gotta love the fireworks.
Happy Philippine Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
I love watching the fireworks. Happy Independence Day.
From 89.5 and Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority.
Did you know that the flagpole in front of Building 229 is symbolic? The flagstaff has a height of 94 feet, symbolizing 94 years of the U.S. military presence in Subic Bay. The flagpole base measures 8 feet in height, symbolizing the 8,000 volunteers of Subic Bay. On November 24, 1991, one of the biggest Philippine flags in history was raised over the flagpole and flew for the first time in the former naval base, symbolizing the beginning of the country's sovereignty over Subic Bay. The Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority and the entire Freeport community commend the heroism of the Subic Bay volunteers.
All your favorite artists.
Hi, this is Phil Collins.
Hi, this is Sting.
Elton John, and you're listening to your favorite radio station.
Hit music of the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
89.5.
Worldwide.
That is correct. 89.5 FM, My Subic Bay Radio. We got like 5 more big ones to go before we hit 2 p.m. Right inside the booth right now. Ang palaka po in a game.
Tabi muna sila.
Oh, tabi muna sila.
Yes.
Naging ano ba tayong dalawa ngayon? Hindi tayo palaka eh.
Tayo palaka.
We can come up with something later.
Yeah, okay.
For now, very important
Yes.
itong topic natin na ito. Do the honors po.
Yes, we have right here in our studio live si DFA Assistant Secretary Charles Jose. And he's here to, give us more about what is happening right now at the West Philippine Sea, because a while back, they had a community forum. And yes, Secretary Jose is here to talk about what happened during the forum and more details, more information about our situation there at the West Philippine Sea. Good morning. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you.
Okay. So, sir, kanina po nagkaroon tayo ng forum. Can you give us a little, perhaps the word is synopsis?
Yes.
Ano po yung nangyari during the forum and everything else that went along with it?
Opo, no? We are conducting this regional multi-sectoral information, communication, and education campaign, no? Patungkol po ito sa West Philippine Sea, South China Sea issue. At umiikot po kami sa buong kapuluan po, no? Ang layunin po ng forum natin ay itaas po ang antas ng panguunawa ng ating pong mamamayan to raise the level of awareness of our people on this very important issue, and at the same time para po i-rally ang support ng ating mamamayan behind the Philippine government policies and action.
Yes. Actually, pangalawang beses na ni Assistant Secretary Jose here. The first time was you had a media forum here in Subic, and he also graced us dito sa radio station and gave us information about, the West Philippine Sea issue.
There you go, of course.
But this time, he did a community forum that involves, I think, the fishermen, the locators, and residents of the area. Yes. Okay. So, sir, anong nangyari po sa pakipag-usap ninyo sa ating mga mangingisda?
Opo, no, bali ang content po ng aming forum ay paunawain, no, sa ating mamamayan yung core issue nitong South China Sea dispute, no?
Yes.
Ang sinasabi ko po namin, ang core issue rito ay yung claim ng China that they have indisputable sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea, as represented by the 9-dash line. We feel that this claim, no, is excessive, expansive, and without basis under international law, particularly UNCLOS. And if we leave this claim unchallenged, we will be losing about 80% of our EEZ. And this is just like robbing our nation of its wealth and depriving our people of their livelihood. And another core issue, ito nga pong aggressive behavior, no, na pinapakita ng China. Recently, yung mga actions po nila unilaterally and very aggressive to assert, no, and enforce itong claim nila. And this is a problem for us because it affects our ability to exercise our sovereign rights and jurisdiction over the maritime areas that we claim. And action po ito ng China rin ay it raises tension in the area, and it undermines peace and stability. So, marami pong examples no ng actions na ginagawa ng China, but the most recent and I think the most serious one, ito pong reclamation work na ginagawa
at the
nila,
Fury
no?
Cross Reef
Yes.
and other dun sa may bandang Spratly Islands.
Tama po, no? They're undertaking features, no? Reclamation work, kung saan po nila kino-convert itong mga submerged features so into artificial islands. And ang effect po niyan ay it causes massive and irreparable damage, no, dito sa marine ecosystem.
That's right.
And environment. Sinisira po ng mga coral reefs which takes hundreds of years, no, to grow. Ito po ang breeding ground sa mga different species ng fish. So apektuhan to environment, apektado ang food security ng mga countries dito sa paligid ng South China Sea. And isa pang pangamba kung anong ultimately ang objective nila, no, sa reclamation na to. There an analysis na they're constructing mga airfields, no, harbors, oil depots. So it could be leading to a militarization if they station military personnel there, and it would threaten yung freedom of navigation.
That's right.
Dito sa South China Sea, which is a very important waterway, no. Pati yung unimpeded flow of commerce, 40 to 60% of global trade pass through the South China Sea, valued at about $5 trillion annually.
Yes. What happened to the case that we filed sa
Via
international?
UN, yes.
Sa
Opo,
UN
no?
po.
Where are we now?
Yes, we filed this arbitration case against China last January 2013, and it is proceeding well, no? Even without China's participation. We already submitted 2 memorials or written arguments, and the court has already scheduled a oral hearing sometime in July. That will be July 7 to 13. So our legal team will be proceeding to The Hague, the Netherlands, to be present for these oral arguments. After that, we anticipate that the arbitral court will hand down its decision early next year, if not in the first quarter, then in the first half. And we see this, the result of the decision of the court, if it will be favorable to us, as a very solid and strong basis, no, to have a rules-based approach in trying to resolve these overlapping maritime claims in the South China Sea.
Sir, I guess it's already foregone conclusion it will be behalf ng Pilipinas sa magiging resolution nila. But the thing is, after that, what are we going to do now? Of course, it's easy for UN to just simply come up with a final decision regarding this. But how are they going to implement that decision per se? Because as we know, China is China.
Yes.
Oo nga po, no? Since we filed the case, we've invited China to participate in the arbitration process, and they have declined. They said
Until
they will
now.
not participate and they will not honor, no, or follow the decision
But
of the
they
of the
did
court.
sign the UNCLOS before, di po ba?
Yes, they are signatory to UNCLOS, no? Kaya in decision, it's legally binding, no? Even on China being a signatory to UNCLOS. But of course, the arbitral court has no power to enforce its decision, and we don't expect. I think we don't anticipate China to follow, no, the decision. But like I said, it is a strong starting point, no, a basis, foundation for a rules-based approach to resolving the issue. And we will be relying heavily on the international community in trying to convince China that if China wants to be seen as a responsible member of the international community, it is also to China's best interest to follow international norms, no, to play according to the rules.
Yes, sir. What is the role? Kasi we are going to rely on the international community to at least implement whatever decision the UN makes.
Yeah.
So what is the role of countries like the United States and Japan? Kasi they expressed their support dito sa sa Pilipinas and our claim to these reefs. So theoretically speaking, what will happen, sir, if ever nga po do they have plans to, like, for instance, kagaya ng nandiyan na po yung mga nireclaim
USS
nilang mga
Ronald
lands,
Reagan
what will
also.
happen to them?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Yes.
question also.
Opo, no. Hindi naman po kasama sa arbitration case, hindi natin hinihiling sa court, no, to decide on this. Kasi po, nung final natin yung case, wala pang reclamation na ginagawa,
Yes.
no?
Yes.
China only started that after we filed the case. I think that was in their response, no, to the arbitration, because they know that their claim is without legal basis, no. So they will not get it legally, so they trying to get it de facto. So they're there. Well, alongside, no, itong arbitration and diplomatic track natin, we are also trying to strengthen and enhance our defense capabilities. And we are also working closely with our friends and treaty allies and partners in the region, for example, US and Japan, no?
Yes.
To help us in the modernization of our armed forces and to help us strengthen our external defense capabilities.
Because I understand that these reclaimed lands, they have no sort of like a parang territorial sort of like personality. Hindi po sila parang land na talaga na parang sinasabing parang colony or whatever. So they're really part of the sea. So
How do you classify
yes.
that?
Oh, how would you classify?
Yun nga po, no? Part din nung arbitration case natin is to seek clarification, no, on the character or nature of each of these features in the in the South China Sea. And from there, to clarify kung ano yung maritime entitlements. Kasi only islands, no,
Yes.
are entitled
Only
to
islands,
it's artificial.
200 EEZ. Ang definition ng island ay yung naturally formed, no?
Yes.
Above water that can sustain human habitation and economic activity on its own. Actually, walang feature, no, the South China Sea could qualify as an island. In fact, yung mga inoccupy ng China, no, all of these are low tide elevations. And because they fall within our EEZ, they are automatically part of our continental shelf. And we are the only country that can have sovereign rights and jurisdiction over these features.
Sir, kasi like here in Bajo de Masinloc, hindi pa nila, there are still no sort of like artificially built sort of like yung artificially built islands na ginagawa ng China. So, are we going to protect Bajo de Masinloc? Kasi because our fishermen are really, they're being harassed.
Definitely, pero the question next is how?
How?
HOW, that's a huge
Yes.
question.
I think we should also, apart from strengthening our armed forces, no, we should also strengthen our Coast Guard, no.
Yes.
Maybe buy more ships for them para ma-escort nila, no, yung mga mangingisda po natin na tumutulak papuntang Bajo de Masinloc.
Like further expounding on the question of how, I know it's kind of a long shot to ask you po, Undersecretary, about the relationship ng America and the Philippines right now. Of course, may mga closed-door meetings po yan, ano. Can you give us a little something tungkol po sa ano kaya ang magiging, I don't want to say role ng American or something, but meron na bang parang gusto kong tanongin, may agreement na ba between the Philippines and America? Kaya lang I know a certain need-to-know basis, so to speak. Well, you know how the whole thing goes.
Well, unang-una po, no, treaty allies, no,
Yes,
ang Philippines and US. We have this 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty.
Yes.
So, meron pong treaty obligation ng US to come to our aid, no, in terms of aggression. And then, ito pong recent actions po, no, ng US. Ito po ay naka-align, no, in line with the rebalancing to Asia policy ng US na in-announce pa, no, nung first term ni President Obama. But I think yung timetable nila, I think is being advanced, no? Kasi nga, yung recent developments dito sa South China Sea, I'm talking particularly doon sa reclamation. And yung recent incidents, no, challenge ng Chinese Navy, yung US surveillance plane, no, pinapaalis.
Yes.
So, ang interest dito ng US is yung freedom of navigation. Gusto nila ma-maintain yun for commerce, no, sa commercial vessels, military vessels. And the US is also concerned dun sa unimpeded flow of commerce. They would like to maintain that.
Yes.
So, yung pagresolba nito, as far as the Philippines is concerned, no, we cannot rely on somebody else, no?
Yes.
We have only ourselves to rely on. So whatever the US will do, that will be because of their national interest. Now, if
Definitely, of course.
of our two countries' interests, they
align.
coincide, no?
Yes.
Then so much the better.
I have a question in here from one of the locators. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, a foreign locator here. Sabi niya, would it be a good thing for the ASEAN nations such as Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia to send a joint military flotilla in and up and down the disputed 600 miles offshore limit that extends into international waters and build their own structures, meaning yung joint forces perhaps? Is that a possibility? Anong tingin niyo po doon?
Merong mga ganung proposal, no, na magkaroon ng joint patrol sa ASEAN together with maybe Japan, no, Korea, in countries with interest. I think that's something maybe that our armed forces can consider.
Yes, because only recently President Barack Obama declared, or he made a statement that medyo ano na siya parang it's some sort of like parang immediate na talaga. He's very concerned about what's happening in West Philippine Sea, and a lot of senators are talking about this situation doon po sa sa Amerika. So yeah, I believe that this is a very welcome development with dito sa sa atin. And kasi nagkaroon recently, di ba, may nag-pass over ang na sort of like airplane.
Yes, the Chinese Navy declared.
And the only thing that China did was parang he tried to communicate with and he was trying to show off this plane. Sabi niya, please go lang.
I think
but
the words are, you go.
Yes, you go. Oo, the United States hindi na niya pinansin. So what will happen? I mean, kasi kahit na sabihin mong very minsan nga may name calling pa na ginagawa ang China.
Not to mention the foreign secretary, foreign representative, what would you call those? Foreign minister, I think, ng China. She already declared that parang inevitable the war na ginamit war again between China and US kapag pinagpatuloy daw ng US yung ginagawa nila.
Yes.
The word is inevitable. It means ito na mangyayari ito
pag they're very provocative in their statements, sir. They do name calling. They sort of like exaggerate our actions that sinasabi tayo ang nagiging hostile against them. So sir, I believe that the Philippine government naman is handling responding to these sort of like, parang...
There was this even one incident na it's a national television station in China. The news reporter there even said that dapat nga raw pag-aari ng China ang Pilipinas according to history. And it's making waves in the internet right now.
Yes.
So we was like, what? Anyways, ito na lang po ako. I have one major question po to ask Undersecretary. With the present situation at hand and with the past couple of years, everything that transpired, your prediction in the near future, based po sa nakikita nating pagsulong ngayon ng mga pangyayari na ito, how do you see the immediate future transpiring or happening?
Well, as far as the Philippine government is concerned, we are committed to pursuing resolving this South China Sea dispute through peaceful means, no? We are committed to that, a peaceful settlement of disputes, and we would like also to settle dispute in accordance with law, no? We would like primacy of the rule of law. So hindi yung might is right, no? Yes. But ang gusto natin, yung right is might. And I think the other countries are also committed to this peaceful settlement of disputes, no? We are finding ways on how we can do this. And I think everyone is exercising restraint, no? Trying their best to tone down, no?
Yes.
And of course, the US has always been a Pacific power, no? They have never really left the region, although in recent years they were focused the attention was more focused to other areas of the world. But now they have this repivot or rebalancing to Asia. So we will see more of their forces being relocated to the Pacific.
Yes. Sir, I'm just wondering, what is the response of the community here?
Ayun po.
Dun sa forum na ginawa niyo po dito.
Well, in the forum, because nandun yung mga fisher folk, no?
Yes.
And their concern is most immediate, no? Affected yung livelihood nila, and they're asking what the government is doing to help them. Of course, we have agencies of the government whose primary responsibility is to help, no? Precisely ito pong mga mangingisda natin mga kababayan, tulad po ng Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. So yung pong mga hindi na makalapit, no, sa Scarborough Shoal para mangisda, meron pong programa, no, na binibigay ang BIFAR para tulungan sila.
I see.
Ayan, okay. So at least now...
Any more questions? If our listeners, if you have any more questions to...
Feel free.
Feel free to text your questions.
I got one more question that somehow it's really been bugging me. I know I don't want to be a negative diesel here, pero just in case lang. Well, we all know that sabi nga kanina, ang America of course will come to our aid once merong naging aggressor sa atin, di ba? Sa independence and everything. Now, what if something negative happens sa isa sa mga sa mga
We
isang
really don't
encounter
know
like
what will happen in the future.
let's just say magbigay tayo ng isang scenario. What if syempre nauuso ngayon ginagawa nila, binobomba yung mga ating mga fisher folk, di ba? What if merong isang namatay sa ganong klaseng ginagawa nilang ganon?
Just hopefully wag naman.
Hindi naman po, but of course I don't want to be the negative weasel, but just thinking ahead, what will be the thing then? How are we going to react? Anong dapat gawin? If ever man, kasi we don't want it to happen, but then again, there's also huge possibility because of what they're doing, di ba?
Una-una po, no, ang mismong China maingat dyan, no? Kaya nga po gumagamit sila ng mga Coast Guard, na yung maritime surveillance nila, yung fisheries department nila, at hindi sila gumagamit ng Navy, no? Para sabihin na hindi military ito. It's a civilian. And even yung drive away nila ng mga fishermen natin, no? They use water cannons, hindi sila gumagamit ng...
Pero it's very inhumane.
Oo.
There's also a possibility
and we are protesting that, no? Pinoprotesta po natin yung mga...
Instances na binabangga rin po ang mga, natin, mga...
yung mga fishing
the boats,
vessels.
so the fishing vessels. That can cause major injuries, if not death even. What if one day something untoward, really, diba? So... siguro, parang pinupush ko si Undersecretary to give us an answer to a certain scenario kasi anyways, I know how it is. It's really hard to be in your situation right now also, Yusek. But then again, puro what ifs no po?
Tama po, no? Usually speculative. No? And ayaw po natin mag-engage sa
mahirap din naman.
speculation.
So, sir, what would be your sort of like a statement that would probably siguro reassure the people around here that might be affected about, government efforts at ano pong assurance na magbigay po ng pamahalaan sa atin?
Opo, no? We would like to assure the people na in the face of this problem, no, in the South China Sea, yung illegal claim in China, yung mga aggressive behavior nila, and the Philippine government is doing something, no? We are guided by the principle of peaceful settlement of disputes and rules-based approach. And following those principles, we have the diplomatic track. No, we are working closely with ASEAN for the early conclusion of a legally binding code of conduct between ASEAN and China. At least with the code of conduct, we can really define, no, and say anong behavior activities are acceptable and which are not. And while doing that, we would like a full implementation, no, of the code, Declaration of Conduct of Parties, the South China Sea between ASEAN and China. And alongside that, we have the legal track, yung nga po, yung arbitration. We anticipate the court, no, to hand down a decision early next year. And of course, alongside that, yung pong defense and security natin, no, we're trying to enhance our defense capabilities. We would like to achieve a minimum credible defense posture that would somehow serve as a deterrent.
Yes, kasi it's very worrisome because while we are all doing this throughout these days na we filed an arbitration case, they're doing already, they're doing something that would probably parang have problems with the implementation of
at the end of the day, it's gonna be the implementation
kasi
afterwards.
Kasi nandun na yung mga structures nila
Yeah.
It's very worrisome kasi nga parang alam mo yun, parang talagang as in your face. In your face.
That's even an understatement.
Yes, na ginagawa nila yun.
Here's another question po. Marami tayong mga nakikinig na taga different provinces ng Zambales. Our signals can reach them. Marami po tayo dyan, of course, ng mga fisher folk na direktang naapektuhan. May mga kaibigan nga po at listeners tayo minsan na fisher folk na nagsasabi ng parang medyo aggressive na sila.
Yes.
Ano na natin? Hindi ganun kadali, di po ba? Ano po bang mensahe pwede yung sabihin sa kanila? Yung mga ating fisher folk na nakikinig right now na direktang apektado dito.
Opo,
dahil marapit sa kanila ang lugar.
Alam po namin yung pinagdadaanan nila, no, na hindi sila makapunta na sa mga traditional fishing ground sila. At tinataboy nga po sila ng mga Chinese Coast Guard. At alam po ito ng ating pamahalaan. And meron po tayong ahensya ng pamahalaan like BIFAR, no, tulad ng nabanggit ko, na nagbibigay po ng ayuda. May mga programa po sila para tumulong. And at the same time, makikita po natin na talagang dapat natin ding palakasin ang ating Coast Guard, no?
Yes.
Para hopefully dumating yung time na pwede silang i-escortan, no?
Oh, sir, what are the the steps in may ginagawa na ba tayo para to strengthen our Coast Guard, our armed forces? I think na magkakaroon ng sort of like fighter jets na darating dito, sir.
Meron na po, no? May programa po yan. I think yung Coast Guard po is acquiring new vessels, no, para sa kanila.
Yes, yes.
Ito po,
Very
sa akin
important.
ito na lang po yung pinaka-last question ko. Sa lahat po nakikinig dito within the greater Subic Bay area, you got major, namin kasi of course, Subic Bay, Freeport, Olongapo, Posari, Zambales, Bataan, even as far as Pampanga. Ano po ang hinihiling ng gobyerno sa mga mamamayan na gawin or contribution tungkol dito sa usapin na ito?
Una-una po, no, yung tulad yung nasabi kong layunin nito, itaas yung antas, no, ng pag-uunawa para malaman lang po, para maintindihan lang ng ating mamamayan kung ano ba yung issue dito, no. Alam nila kung ano yung maritime entitlement ng Pilipinas, under UNCLOS, ano ba yung UNCLOS, ano yung provisions nito. Malaking bagay na po ito, no.
Okay.
Na yung understanding lang, yung awareness,
yes.
yung informed citizenry.
Yes, ayun. So,
Wow, thank you so much, Assistant Secretary Charles Jose. Grabe talagang as in very serious. Hindi kasi, di ba, nauna yung mga palaka, ngayon serious na tayo.
no. And then again, we can joke a little bit about the situation,
Yes.
pero at the end of the day, talaga
It's really very
napaka-seryosong ano to.
serious, yes.
Oo.
Thank you so much once again, DFA Assistant Secretary Charles Jose. And we are looking forward again to seeing you again here.
This is my second time here, and
yes,
very
we are
very
always
happy.
very happy and to host you dito po sa Subic Bay Freeport.
Thank you for always having me.
As always.
One text, one call, one knock on the door, always welcome po. Automatic yan.
Yes. And hello po sa lahat ng mga taga-DFA and taga-PIA, Philippine Information Agency. Thank you so much, guys.
I'd like to take this opportunity also na nag-team building kami sa Baguio. Maraming salamat,
PIA.
Philippine Information Agency, for accommodating us, for housing us.
Thank you.
Looking forward the next time again. Nagpasabi na kagad na maaga eh. February.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you again, once again, Assistant Secretary Jose.
Okay, back to the Dawang Palaka and Friday Rewind.
It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.